And we're live, we're live, we're live. And that's no jive, we're live here. Unannounced, maybe unintended, but here we are. Hopefully everything is talking about Trump. Mission accomplished in Syria. Maybe we can talk about Jim Comey, FBI, Jim Comey, Trump saying he's a slime ball, and maybe we won't talk about that so much because honestly, who cares about that? Do you care about that? I don't care about that so much. But here we are. All right. All right. So Art Bell has passed away. He was 72 years of age, I think. Hello, Alex Wright. Good to see you in here. This may be a small, intimate gathering. Again, this is unannounced. I just thought I would pop in for a bit and see what's happening. Art Bell has passed away. He was 72. And of course, we know there were missile strikes on Syria early this morning while some of us were sleeping and maybe some of us were still up. But Donald Trump says the mission is accomplished. So is it accomplished? Is this going to be it? And Russia's promised retaliation thus far has not come. As I understood it, if the U.S. and the allies were to go forward with these missile strikes, I got the sense that Russia was going to retaliate immediately. They have not. So we're waiting to see, will there be more of this? You know, again, I have been skeptical of this whole thing right from the very start. I've been skeptical of this chemical attack. Yes, I've seen the pictures. We've all seen the pictures of the atrocities of the suffering victims. And I just have been completely leery of this whole thing. I smell something bigger. I smell maybe a little bit of wagging the dog here. I don't know. You can let me know in the chat what you think. I'm kind of doing this in such a way that I'm going to let you voice your opinions out there. We'll stay with this for a little while and see what happens. Let me know you're out there. Pop in the chat. And thanks for the thumbs up, whoever did that. Okay, who did that? Tell me who that was. I appreciate it very much. Hopefully the stream quality is okay. I'm not going to mention the super chat too much, but it's down there. If you want to hit that super chat and buy me a cup of coffee or a can of coffee or something. Alex says, I'm happy Canada approved. I'm a Canadian infantry soldier. Well, thanks for your service, even in Canada, Alex. We do appreciate it. You know, it's good. It's good that you're there to our border to the north. I don't live too terribly far from Canada. I am in upstate New York, the central part of the state. Timothy Chrisman, China Vows response. I haven't seen that yet, but you know, I don't doubt that. I don't doubt that. And thanks for being there, Timothy. A shout out to you. Shout out, of course, to Alex. And we'll see if we can get a few more of us in here. The more that this room populates, the longer I'm going to stay in here. But I'm also thinking a lot about Art Bell's passing. And I used to listen to him when I was younger. I was very fascinated by his program and the things that he would talk about, whether it be ghosts or whether it be strange things in the sky, angels, demons, all manner of stuff. Found it very interesting. I don't know what caused his passing, if it was an illness or what the case may be, but it is sad. It certainly is. But I'm going to focus a bit more on Syria right now. I don't know why. While Trump has said mission accomplished, and Nikki Haley, again, to paraphrase what I saw, has said that these alleged chemical capabilities have been seriously degraded. I don't sense that this is necessarily over yet. Again, um, Kingdom of Hope, hi from North Carolina, North California, excuse me. Thanks for being there. Welcome in. And Kingdom of Hope, what do you think of the potential Cal 3? What do you think of California potentially being divided up into 3 different sections? I wish that would happen. Yeah, Timothy, I don't doubt that nobody is aware of this. People are generally not aware of too awfully much, and that's what's frightening. It's we are we're in a culture and a society right now where we are being dumbed down and isolated. Communication is being I guess the way I'm trying to say this is that eyes to see, ears to hear are becoming more of an infrequent proposition out there anymore. It's amazing what people don't know is going on, and I don't know if it's because they don't care. I often sometimes think that they're fearful. They don't want to know. That they don't want to know what's happening in Kingdom of Hope. Uh, yeah, I wouldn't mind you being separated from Hollywood either. That would be a good thing for you. Timothy, thanks for that. I don't know if we're imperative to society, but I do what I can. I feel like it's incumbent upon me to do what I can with my small following. Uh, Jade Potter, thanks for being in there. Yeah, Alex was not very happy. Alex Jones was very upset about this, and I didn't see what he said or hear what he said. I did see the news articles about it, but evidently it was a profanity-laced tirade, and he was very upset. And you can't blame him. Kingdom of Hope, yes, being awake does get lonely. It sure does. There's not enough of us that are awake here. Again, I think people are choosing to be asleep. I think they don't want to know. I hear so many people say, I don't pay attention to the news because it's all bad news. Well, the mainstream news is feeding you a line of crap generally anyway. But people, we are living in a time when we need to be aware and not be given over to the spirit of fear. I mean, it is being it's a lonely proposition being awake, absolutely, but I would have it no other way. And back to Timothy Christman's point, eating tacos. Yeah, I could go for some tacos right now. But there's a few of us in here right now. I want to thank you all for being here. If I mentioned everybody that I see so far, again, we've got Alex, we got Kingdom of Hope, we've got Jade Potter, Timothy Chrisman in here, we've got me in here, and let's hang around for a few minutes and see if anybody else jumps in. So how many of you are familiar with Art Bell? How many of you have ever listened to his program? How many are you aware that this guy he actually was a radio giant for a while, if you were the type that would stay up late at night and listen to him. Again, probably a lot of people who are asleep had never heard of him. They'd never heard of Jade Potter mentioned Alex. Never heard of him either. They've never heard of me. they've only heard of what television tells them. And we're as a society and a culture, our communications are being muted. We're being dumbed down. It's responsible of us not to allow ourselves. It's our responsibility, I should say, not to allow ourselves to be dumbed down. Certainly, I am so awake that sometimes I can't sleep, and it's terrible. I mean, I am. Oh, you're Alex. I'm sorry, Alex. I thought he was talking about Jay. Okay, please forgive me. So you and Jade are both in the Canadian Army. Well, again, even though I'm an American, I thank you for your service. Nonetheless, Canada is a great ally to the U.S. Absolutely, and I haven't been up to Canada in years. Alex and Jade, I am a fan of the CFL. Do you guys like the CFL? Do you like the Canadian Football League? I think it's a terrific game. I absolutely do. It's wide open. It's fast paced. It's faster than the NFL. It is. I mean, I sometimes wonder. I sometimes wonder if the NFL shouldn't adopt some of the CFL rules because that is a fast, wide open game. Um, I like the Argonauts. I like the Saskatchewan Roughriders. Always like those teams very much. I don't live too terribly far from Hamilton, Toronto, or Ottawa. I should probably get my butt up there one of these days and catch a game live. Toronto Argonauts. There you go. Go Argos. Alex, I liked the uniforms in 1995 when they had the logo on the front of their jersey. That was neat. I really liked that. But let's swing away from football for a minute here. How many of you think that the Syria the missile strikes, the bombing, if you will, how many of you think that this is not over? That there's going to be a round two? And do any of you sense that there might be a round two, maybe as early as tomorrow or Monday? That is my concern. I don't. Or would round two begin because of a Russian retaliation or a Chinese retaliation? That's another thing that's concerning me. Okay, that the China retaliation was brought up from Timothy Chrisman. And would this retaliation be necessarily military? Would it be cyber in some way? Could there be retaliation in the form of some sort of crippling cyber attack? These are all things we need to consider. But Donald Trump has said mission accomplished, and this is very reminiscent of what George Bush said so many years ago, Desert Storm 2.0. Alex, that's very possible. Absolutely, sir. Very possible that could be the case here. If this is to continue, there's not a good outcome here. There just isn't. There always will be the arguments that Timothy, God bless you. Thank you for using the super chat and sending me that amount. I'm going to buy some coffee or something with that. Thank you, Timothy, for that. The audio sounds way better on this live, sir. Oh, I love doing live. I honestly wish I had a terrestrial radio program. I would love to be on the radio. I'd love to be on the radio like Art Bell was. Absolutely. Liberation of chemical weapons. Yes. And how much of that exists over there? I mean, I remember Iraq and Saddam's chemical weapons that evidently were never found, and then purportedly they were moved to Syria and then never found. And it just makes you wonder. But guys, okay, Jade, and Alex, no matter whether you're in the Canadian military or the American military, you folks put your ass on the line. I mean, and do you want to put your ass on the line for something that may be a false flag, that may be something that is not legitimate, that is illegitimate? Do you want to put yourselves in harm's way for that? I mean, what's interesting, guys, speaking of the Canadian military, in one of my fiction books, it was Eyes Pried Open, which was the sequel to my book, The Sleepwalkers. There was an event in America where the Canadian Air Force actually came to assist. I wrote that fictionally. It was very interesting. So my concern with Syria, folks, is that this retaliation may come in a way that we're not expecting. It may not be a traditional military retaliation. It may be a cyber retaliation. And these are things that, the general public doesn't think about this. Now, give me a second while I grab a sip of water. I just want to show you, folks, my coffee cup. If you can see here, it's empty. There's no coffee in there. No coffee. What am I going to do? I guess I'll have to live without it. But we're a small group. We're an intimate group right now. So again, Art Bell died at 72, and now I'm jumping over to an article here for a second, okay, folks? You can't see what I'm looking at, but Trump says mission accomplished with Syria strike unanswered. And And the Pentagon has gone on to say that the missile strikes have hampered Bashar al-Assad's ability to use chemical weapons again without encountering serious resistance from the Syrian military or its Russian allies. Okay, so I would not get so comfortable to think that there's not going to be some manner of retaliation from Russia or from China or whoever may be, whether I was the American administration or whether I was Theresa May in the UK. I would not sit on my laurels and rest easy on this. Uh, I would not consider this to be a done deal pending more use of chemical weapons over there. Uh, guerrilla warfare, Jade. That's something. Do you guys train for guerrilla warfare in Canada? I mean, do you train for those possibilities? You and Alex, are you? Is it something that's part of your regular repertoire to train for guerrilla warfare, whether it be overseas or, gosh, heaven forbid, in your own nation? You do, Alex. You do train for guerrilla warfare. That's something I could see that coming to the continental United States of America. I mean, we in this country, ladies and gentlemen, are so close to a civil war here in the U.S. We are so divided politically. We are so divided socially, economically. We're being ripped apart by the powers that be. I mean, the possibility of some manner of event like a civil war involving some manner of guerrilla warfare is uh, is a very strong possibility. Now, Kingdom of Hope asks, why weren't people blinded by the gas attack? That's a very, very good point. Why weren't they blinded by that gas attack? I'm still leery of it. I'm sorry. There's something that just doesn't seem right about this. If it actually happened as described, then okay, I will concede that point. But as of right now, I just don't. I'm wondering. No, something. The Kingdom of Hope says something doesn't add up. No, something does not add up. Um, this whole thing, it just seems staged right from the very start. And what is the final outcome here? What is the desired result? What are they looking for out of all this? That's what should concern us. And on this Saturday, there's not really a whole lot else going on. Isn't it interesting, folks, how during the weekends it just seems like nothing much happens on the world stage. Nothing much happens in America. Everything just seems to settle down, and people go on about their weekends and do their weekend things, and then come Monday, everything warms up again. Do you ever think that it's being done that way by design? Um, Now, AG, welcome, AG. Thank you. I know you're a recent subscriber, and I thank you for being in here. AG says, someone said every time Assad does this, it gains international attention. Assad makes it an international war instead of a civil war. Well, certainly it does. It does certainly create international attention. Oh, yeah. The whole world is looking at this right now. And that could be part of the desired result here. There are so many things at play with this Syria thing, and again, a lot of it doesn't add up. A lot of it doesn't smell right, and it concerns me as to what is going to happen in the next 24 to 48 hours. Ben Cesares says, pretending we didn't do it again. Yeah, I am with you on that. And Kingdom of Hope says it would be suicidal for Assad to poison his people with the world's eyes focused on him. Yeah, you would think so. Now, am I correct in saying that in this area where this purported attack happened, doesn't he control that area? I mean, isn't that firmly in his grasp anyway? So you have to ask yourself, why would he do this? If he absolutely did this, why? Why would he do it? What would he stand to gain? That's also what I'm wondering here. That's part of what doesn't add up about all this. I'm left drawing a blank, folks. And Is there going to be something that distracts us from Syria? I think that we're in a cycle of distraction. It's deception, it's distraction. I call it distreption. I've combined the two words together. Um, and is there going to be something right behind this missile strike on Syria today? Some other event that draws us away from that and draws our focus, is those of us who are awake. Um, is is that going to be the next thing? My big concern, and my big concern too, is the continental United States of America, and you guys up in Canada. This could blow up across our border. I mean, our border is it's for the most part a friendly border between the two nations, and I think it should be that way because Canada is. Canada is almost like, in some ways, part of America, only not. And it's I'm very concerned about the civil aspects here in this country, um, as to people people in America. When I say CONUS, I should include Alaska and Hawaii as well. People in America right now, those who aren't so sleepy sleep watching television, that they're completely turned out. There is such a tension here right now. There is a tension. There's the underlying concern of a gun grab soon, which I don't see going very successfully. Um, what happens when we have this gun grab? And where has Antifa been lately? Antifa has been awfully quiet. And why I have this suspicion that we're going to start seeing Antifa acting up and aligned groups with Antifa. We are while things are crazy in the Middle East, while we see the potential of biblical prophecy being fulfilled over there. AG, you're absolutely right. The safe act is a gun grab. It's a slow gun grab, but it's a gun grab. Oh, yes, it is. And Ben, we do have blood on our hands. Absolutely, sir. I'm with you on that. It is the safe act is a slow gun grab. It's like not a door to door knock knock knock, give them up or else. It's okay. We're going to have you fill out forms. We're going to log all your information about you and your guns and keep track of where you are. But whose is it, AG? If it isn't yours, who's your assault weapon? Whose is it? Maybe you don't want to share. That's quite all right. But I have concerns about this lighting up in this country, and people again. Yeah, it's New York's. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. People who are asleep, people who are suddenly awakened. Those are the people that make it ultimately be the most dangerous. That are suddenly shaken out of their slumber when trouble arrives on their doorstep. When those who have had no idea what's going on because either they choose not to know or they just are too busy to know. When trouble comes to their doorstep, it's the people who have been asleep that are suddenly awakened. It's just like, say you're asleep at 2:00 in the morning, and all of a sudden you're knocked awake by the backfire of a car in the driveway next door, or whatever it is that suddenly shakes you awake. It's the sheep that are suddenly awakened that may be truly the biggest concern here. But I appreciate all of you. An ice bucket, Kingdom of Hope. Yeah, that would do it. An ice bucket would certainly shake you awake immediately. We're a small group right now. Again, this live stream was unannounced. I just popped in and started chatting about Syria, about Art Bell. Those who are popped awake with that ice bucket, okay, that whether it be a physical ice bucket or a metaphorical ice bucket, that's truly where the danger lies. So how many of you think that that Syria is not over yet? That there's going to be another round? There's going to be another round of these airstrikes because evidently something may or may not have happened. How many are concerned that this retaliation that has been promised by Russia and evidently China too, which I don't doubt that. I haven't seen that yet, but that is very, very plausible. What if it is some manner? AG, as far as the aircraft carrier group still en route, I think so. I think so. Don't quote me on that. Somehow I lost track of that one. But what if this retaliation is cyber? What if it's somehow financial? Peace treaty by the weekend. That would be interesting, old school warrior. And thanks for being in there, my friend. Good to see you there. Hey, have you shot any bees lately? I still love that comment from my video yesterday. I still laugh at that. You know, this weekend. Okay, here we are, Saturday. This weekend is giving me just a strange, agitated feeling. I woke up with it this morning. I actually woke up just as I popped awake, just as maybe you're familiar with Right Side Broadcasting and Steve at Right Side Broadcasting. He had just put up a live stream as these missile attacks were taking place, and I woke up just as his live stream hit my email. I didn't hear it. I didn't hear my phone buzz. That didn't wake me up. I popped awake. I knew right away that this thing had started. And I am. It's only Saturday. Okay, we have a long way till Monday. I don't know. I have a very agitated feeling about this weekend, and generally, my feelings of agitation, there's something behind them. I am sensitive. I guess you could call it in a way a gift of the Holy Spirit. I am very sensitive. I'm very. Some people would call it intuitive. Next weekend, okay. Old school warrior says peace treaty by next weekend. And what kind of peace treaty are you speaking of, my friend? A peace treaty with Syria, Russia, U.S., a peace treaty with Israel and her enemies? That would be some fast work by the Antichrist, but that's entirely plausible. Plausible. We are just think of the time in history. Think of the time in history that we're in right now. While these are very frightening times, and AG says, I heard Israel enforcing no-fly zone in Golan Heights from Moshe. Okay, Golan, yep. This time in history that we're living in right now, as frightening as it is, think about it. It's an exciting time to be alive. It's an exciting time to be alive because you are seeing things, we are seeing things that, gosh, would you have imagined 10 years ago? I mean, we are living in prophetic times. We are living in dangerous times. We are living in times, I contend, I wasn't around during World War II. I wasn't around for that. You could argue and say that that was the most dangerous time that we were living in. I would have to contend today, right now, this weekend, this month, this year, 2018, these are the damned most dangerous times I have ever seen. And I've been around a while. I've been around that proverbial corner more than a few times. A couple times I've gotten lost in the way around it and couldn't find my way back home. AG says it's unfolding right in front of us so fast. Absolutely, sir. It is unfolding. It is unfolding. The back of the book is unfolding right now. Daniel is unfolding. We could be seeing Ezekiel 38 and 39 unfolding. Isaiah, we could be on the verge of that unfolding. Chapter 17, verse 1, with Damascus ceasing to being a city. It'll cease being a city. It'll become a ruinous heap. We could see that. There is so much that we are potentially on the verge of right now. And Timothy Christmas says, sad times, in his opinion, because truth is scarce. Truth is scarce. Truth is scarce. Yeah. No king of Israel yet. True. Truth is scarce right now. Obfuscation, deception, distraction, talking heads on the television, telling lies every day, Truth is on YouTube. Truth is on the other formats where you can post videos and live streams. And while they while we have enough of us out there who want to tell the truth, and enough of us who will believe the truth, we are being mitigated. We're being reduced to the back page. If you were to look at it like a newspaper, we are being reduced to the back page. We're basically in the funny papers is where we are. Um, Obfuscation means to cover up something with something else, to blacken it, to distract from it, to basically take a truth and cover or distract from it, obfuscate it so you can't see it clearly. That's a word I learned a long time ago, and I really like that word. That's our word of the day, ladies and gentlemen, obfuscation. Okay, and as smoke and mirrors, kind of like that. Yeah, if Mr. Rogers was still around, he'd say obfuscation. Can you say that? I like the way you say that. Did you know that? That's how that would go if Mr. Rogers was still with us. Smoke and mirrors, yeah, it's kind of like that for sure. And you can bet things are going to become more obfuscated. Okay, it is spelled O-B. Here, I'm going to spell it for you here. I'm going to put up a chat. I'm going to comment. This is how you spell obfuscation. Okay, that's our spelling word of the day, obfuscation. There it is. That's how you spell it. It's pronounced and spelled just like it sounds, obfuscation. That's our word, folks. Does that mean that I'm smart, that I know a word like that? No, I'm as dumb as a box of rocks, but that's a word that stuck with me and I like it. Okay, here's another word for us. Okay, here's a word that I made up. I'm going to spell it for you. It's called, when you hear me use it, disruption. Okay, there's that word, disruption. Disruption is distraction and deception. Combined together, you get disruption. And that's you're not going to find that in the Merriam-Webster dictionary, but that's a word that I'm contributing to the world. If they want to use it, they can run with it. I'm not going to ask for any royalties. Just what's this? What's this about? Anyone hear the Pentagon briefing at the end? They said Russia trolling up 2,000%. 2,000%. Well, I'm sure Russia's trolling. There's a lot of trolling going on. Timothy Chrisman. Oh shit! Why'd you say that? Did something happen? Are you okay? Let us know. Let us know, Tim. Why you put that up there? Did something go down, or are you just commenting on my words? Disruption, obfuscation. So this weekend I'm going to be. I sense I'm going to continue to be agitated. I am trying not to be agitated, but bear with me 1 second here. I've got to look at something. I am waiting on a number of things here. Yeah, China vows to cause problems for U.S. following massive strike. Yep, I get that. Okay. I'm also waiting to hear from my friend who's doing the formatting of my new book to see if we can use a particular image for the cover. Disruption, that's gold. Yeah, that Tim, go ahead, use that word disruption. Okay, it's my contribution to society, however minimal it may be. I done made that word up all by myself. Yes, sir. I just if you allow me a minute here, the new book that is written that I'm waiting to release, Light, the Wayfarer story. Again, I am predicting what I think through J.K. Bug Out, brother. Welcome in. I am predicting fictionally what I think is going to happen. Oh, toward the end of this year. Okay. And I'm waiting to, the book is done. It's written, it's edited, it's ready to go. I'm just waiting for the formatting to get done so I can release this thing. We're running about a month behind right now because my friend who's doing the formatting and cover for me has been so busy, but hopefully we're getting close. Okay. I don't want to keep talking about that because you're not here to hear about my books. Okay. But buy them. Okay. Buy them. We are in such a time and place right now. Who's to say before this weekend is over, um, some other X factor event doesn't pop up? Disruption. Okay, now we're looking at Syria. We're looking at what has taken place there today. Will something else pop up to immediately take our focus away from that and put it somewhere else? Again, one of my big worries: CONUS, continental United States of America. Let's include Alaska and Hawaii in that as well. Distraction, obfuscation. Keep us looking in 100 different directions at one time while the sheeple sleep. We here in this small group right now that are in here, and it's a very low number, but again, God bless you all for being here. Let me run some quick shout outs again. JK Bug Out, shout outs to you, brother. Appreciate you being there so often. Timothy Chrisman, Kingdom of Hope. We've got JK's written some books as well. Old School Warrior, another one that's in there frequently. Thank you, Old School Warrior. And my AG's a new sub. Thank you, my good friend, for being there. I know I missed some of you. Hopefully I got you earlier. Timothy Chrisman, that is an outstanding point. That is an outstanding point. You heard someone say we should be focused on where Trump's children are being housed. That's a fascinating point. Has anybody seen or heard of them lately? I can't think of his children's names. I'm more following what his son-in-law Jared Kushner is up to. I think there's a key player right there. I'm just going to leave that at that right now. But are we hearing much from his children? I know we did for a while. I can't think of any of their names. There's Melania, who's married to, no, actually, Melania is his wife. I get them all confused. I sound like a fool. But his young son, what is his young son's name? His very young son, Barron? Is that his name? I can't think of it. You'd hear about him or from him once in a while. He seems to have gone radio silent. There seems to be a degree of radio silence around that family right now. And you have to wonder, Eric Donnie Jr., Barron, I think, Old School Warrior says they're in bunkers. Old School Warrior, that is a strong possibility, sir. Absolutely. I would not be surprised if they are. That's something we truly need to keep an eye on when we're tracking all this other stuff going on out there. His family members, where are they? What are they up to? Are they being hidden out? Because if they're being hidden out, that's an indication of a potential feces storm coming. Absolutely. You have the fan here. You have the feces here. Here comes, pow, feces into fan, splatter all over the place. I didn't want to say shit hits the fan because that's a naughty word. But so I said feces. But that's a wonderful point. Ivanka, is that his daughter? That's the daughter that's, I think, married to Jared Kushner. Correct? Am I correct on that? I should know all their names, but I don't keep track of his children. I'm keeping track of too much right now. I'm watching an entire world, not just America. And JK, I'm going to hang in here. I'm going to hang in here, brother. If you want to ask some subs to come on here, please be my guest, brother. I would greatly appreciate it. I'm going to hang right here in this little intimate gathering that we're having. See if we can watch the Bosporus. Good point, AG. I'm glad you subbed, brother. Good to have you on board. Again, watch that. We have got so much we have to watch right now. We have got so much we have to look at. How can we look at it all? How can we look at it all? Not just here in America, where I am sensing the brewing civil unrest, the possibility of some manner of civil war breaking out in this country. But we got to watch every dang thing. Is Ivanka his ex-wife? It could be. Again, I don't keep track of his family members. Friday the 13th, isn't there some irony in that, Timothy Chrisman, that this attack came on, but actually wasn't in the early hours of Saturday. It was 2 a.m. BST. Now what time that is Eastern Standard Time. Does somebody want to Google it and check for me? So that way I can keep chatting away. If somebody wants to check and see what time 2 o'clock a.m. BST is, and let us know here in the comments, so I haven't got to bug off and go do that. But there is some irony there. Absolutely, there's some irony there. And again, I have this. Look at me right now. I'm all jacked up. I'm all wound up. Do they really attack? Is what I want to know. Any proof? Old school warrior. There's so much around this thing right now. There's so much around this thing. This starting with this purported chemical attack in Duma, and then the retaliatory response last night in the wee hours of this morning. Did that chemical attack ever happen? Did that ever really go down? Again, as I've said 88 times, we've seen the pictures, okay? But we've seen the pictures before. And if that actually happened, you have the greatest deal of sympathy and feel the you want me to lead the investigation, Tim? You want me to get killed? Just kidding. Yeah, I don't know if anybody would listen to me, brother. I mean, I'm just some fool on YouTube that makes videos. I'm one of them, okay? I'm one of them. I'm one of them that they want to shut down. So maybe Dabu and I and JK Bugout can get after it, and we can get Brian Richmond involved in this too, and we could go investigate this thing and find out. We could actually go over there and have a look-see. That would be something to do. The Kingdom of Hope says the gas cylinder on the bed didn't have signs of explosion or impact. Don't doubt that. Don't doubt that. Things that make you say, yes. Yes. But anyway, as I was saying, the agitation level about what could potentially, I don't have his number, old school warrior. I know that, again, let's talk about Alex Jones just for a moment here. He was, is it, it's, he was not happy. Okay. I'm just going to say, Timothy, I was reading your comment there. He's not happy about well, I didn't see his tirade. I saw the blurb about it this morning. I didn't, I know that he was not happy. He cried. He was very upset. He was cursing. I know all that. I didn't see his video, old school warrior. I did not see it. I just didn't take time to watch it. I've had a very busy, hectic day today. That's why I've only gotten a couple of videos up. Had a lot of things going on here. AG said he saw it live and turned it off, but he was not happy. I know that he was being mocked on Twitter this morning, and of course, Twitter would mock him. Twitter. Anybody that is part of the alternative news community, whether you like the person or don't like the person, Twitter is going to tear into them. Timothy Chrisman said it was pure comedy. Well, you know, I haven't watched a lot of his stuff lately. You know what it is? I'm so concerned about my own reporting. I'm so concerned about my own thing here, and how I present myself and what I do. I don't have time to watch. You know, I try to keep track of what Dabu's doing. I try to keep track of, Dabu actually is part of my inspiration for me to do this. Brian, all the guys, Tim Pool, Mark Dice. Mark Dice is just darn funny sometimes. But I haven't had a chance to pay attention to what Alex Jones has done lately. I just don't have. I'm more concerned about my Alex Jones literally said if he had dated men, he would have 100 men. Okay, I don't know what to make of that, Timothy. I haven't. I think the last Alex Jones video I watched may have been a year or more ago. I just don't. I'm worried about my YouTube channel and what I do, and that takes me a lot of effort too, because I'm newer to this game than a lot of those old veterans are, but I've got my thing, and I have to make that thing happen. So many subs, so few views for Alex. But you got to remember too, guys, and I don't want to go too far off track. I want to stay on the topic of the news. We're being suppressed, even me. Even I do believe that I am. What do they call? Not. It's a phrase that means selectively banned on Twitter. My views on Twitter, my interactions on Twitter have gone way down since I've started doing indie news reporting. I know that I am shadow banned. That's the term. I believe I am shadow banned on Twitter. They don't like what I do. YouTube is not going to let us. Is not going to let people like me or Dabu, Alex Jones, whoever you like to watch. They're not going to let people like Gus be up there with CNN. They want CNN's news. They want MSNBC's news because that's their news. They're part of it all. And I like Bomber's body language on YouTube. Who's Bombers, AJ? And thank you, Kingdom of Hope. Thanks for the compliment. I appreciate that. God bless you. I do know that Alex, he does get going sometimes, but and I'm feeling that same way right now because of the agitation I'm sensing. Oh, that person. Yes. Yeah, I used to watch some of the stuff that would be posted up on her behalf. Let me do a quick round of shout outs here. We got Old School Warrior in here. We've got Timothy Crispin, Kingdom of Hope. We've got AG in here. We had JK Bug out. Hopefully he's coming back. He said he's going to round up some people for me. Thank you all for being in here. I greatly appreciate it. The two soldiers from Canada, it was Alex and Jade. Are you guys still in here or did you leave me? If you're still in here, pipe in. Let me know you're still in here. It's a small gathering right now. I've been gone. I've been going almost 50 minutes here, but I'm going to keep going for a while. If we're having a good discourse here, I've got nothing pending right now. I have nothing pending. Junkyard Jedi, hello from Virginia. Hello to you. Thanks for being in here. Appreciate you jumping in. Again, I'm gonna mention super chat. It's there, but I don't want to pressure you guys to feel like you have to give me money. I mean, I'm just going to go out and waste it on coffee anyway. Kingdom of Hope, blessings and love. Thank you. Bless you too, Kingdom of Hope. I greatly appreciate you. AG searches news by searching the topic I want. That's a good idea. That way you can narrow it down. Fox, CNN, MSNBC, they're trolling Syria. Of course they are. Of course they are. They're all part of the machine, the big media machine that's going to feed you that's going to distract you. Okay, they're going to distract you. They're going to obfuscate. They're going to feed you the narrative they want you to know. It's the deep state / hidden hand / powers that be. You can call them anything you want. It's all ultimately the same monster. It's all the same machine, whether it's operating here in the United States, no matter where it's operating in the world. It's all part of the distraction machine. It's all part of the Daily C. Thank you. Okay, JK Bugout brought you here. Thank you. Thanks for being on board. Shout outs to you. The lame stream. Yes, sir. The lame stream it is. What was that, Old School Warrior? How do I think this conflict ends? How do I think this ends? I don't know. How does this thing end? Is there going to be any manner of retaliation, whether it be from Russia, whether it be from China? Is it going to be a cyber thing? I actually right now, well, I'm always good at Tanya Healy, Nissa Nicole coming in here from JK Bugout. Thank you so much, JK. I appreciate you doing this. But Donna B, thank you. How is this dang thing going to end? I'm trying to answer that question, and I can say this one's a big mystery. Paige Campbell, Gina Marie from JK Bugout, thank you for being in here. Greatly appreciate it. Shout outs to you. Here's a question. Is this thing going to end? Is it going to end? Are we going to develop into something protracted, something like Iraq or Afghanistan? Is that what is Is that what is the ultimate goal here? Maybe not. Pink Rose, thank you. Search for him, thank you. Bugged out on JK. Thanks for coming in here, folks. I greatly appreciate it. I am pretty much just freestyling right now. I've been talking about Art Bell's passing. I've been talking about, of course, the Syria thing and the possibility of some manner of retaliation, whether it comes from Russia, whether it comes from China. AG says proxy will shift elsewhere. Yemen, maybe. Yemen is lurking out there. Yemen and Saudi Arabia, that's a tense thing right now. Daily C says this is the start. The start of, what has started here. We're building that one world system. We're building that dang thing, and it's getting constructed right now. And the majority of the people in this world have no idea. AG says, watch the Congo for the future. China and Africa, big time. World War. Okay, World War. But what would World War look like? Don't think it would necessarily be a completely nuclear thing. Don't think that for a minute. We've always been focused on nuclear war. If those missiles start flying, you could contend that cyber attacks could be worse and do far more damage than potentially nukes. Okay, potentially an EMP. That's another possibility that's lurking out there. We are, if we're in here, the small group of us that's in here, we have our eyes open. We're watching. We know what's going on. Anything could happen right now. None of it would be a surprise, would it, folks? None of it would be a surprise. Madonna B thinks an EMP is coming. That's a very strong possibility. Daily C thinks there will be more strikes in Syria, and then Russia will bomb American Navy ships. Well, see, Daily C, that's a good point, because that's what I thought was going to have happened already. As I understood it, and as I had reported on a few days ago, these missile strikes were going to be met immediately by retaliation from Russia. That's how I understood it. I understood that there was going to be an instant retaliation. I'd done a report about some ships moving out away from Syria that were Russian. They claimed they were moving out to conduct drills. Well, I would believe they were going out to get into a better firing range. Stephen Flame, thank you, brother. JK sent you here. JK, hopefully your stream is unfroze. Thank you for bringing in some friends. I greatly appreciate it. Old School Warrior, could be a staged EMP. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And see, if it affects here in CONUS, it's also going to affect parts of Canada. It's going to affect parts of Mexico. I mean, depending on the kilotons that they put up there and explode in the sky, we don't know. Now, Paige Campbell says that her nephew is on the USS Truman, and you've got to pray for these people. You got to pray for these people that are being put into harm's way for whatever this amounts to, whatever this adds up to. These are our brothers and our sisters and our family members and our friends that are putting their asses out there. And yes, whether they're around the Truman, no matter where they may be stationed, we need to pray for them. JK Bugout, thank you for that, brother. I do the best I can. I'm just a lone wolf here on YouTube, and I do the best I can. And we're trying to grow this thing. You new folks that have come here from JK Bugout, I think you can sub. If you would sub to me, I'd be so happy. Daily C, I live in New York. I don't live in New York City, but I do live in New York State. And in my immediate area, there are 2 potential targets for nuclear strikes. Okay, where I live. I'm not far from Oswego, which of course there is a nuke plant in Oswego, New York, and there's Griffiths Air Force Base, which is not far from me. It's in Rome, New York, and while that is no longer being used as an active Air Force base, there are other things going on there that may be a little bit more in as far as development, as far as research. Again, very high target probabilities if something was to go down. Absolutely. JK Bugout has some friends. Yeah, he sure does. Absolutely, Old School Warrior. Where is IBM, AG? Where is IBM located here in New York, or ex-IBM? I can't think off the top of my head where that is. But yeah, I live in an area that's target rich, you might say. and I'm not laughing. But the EMP possibility, you know, what lengths are they going to go to keep people like me from communicating, to keep people like J.K. Buggout from communicating, to keep people like Dabu, like Tim Pool, like Brian Richmond, so many others, Mark Dice, Endicott Binghamton. Yeah, you're south of me, brother. You're down near the border near Pennsylvania. That's a beautiful area down there. I love it down there. Yoga River down there. Good walleye fishing. Ruben Starsky says biblical prophecy being fulfilled. Oh, brother, yeah. Oh, brother, yeah. As I was saying earlier, we're living in a very dangerous yet very exciting time that we're here to see this stuff. Okay, we're here to see stuff that was written about centuries ago. We're here to see this stuff. John 3:16, as J.K. Buggout says, praise the Lord. It's pronounced Yamaha kill. But okay, all right, Jake, Junkyard Jedi. It's thank you for that. Did I mispronounce something? Hobo's mom, dang spell check. Yeah, that dang spell check. You can only rely on it about 49% of the time. Hobo's mom, thank you. JK Bugout sent you. Thanks for being in here. If you like what I do, please subscribe. You know, my live streams are usually unannounced. I just pop here and I start going. Daily C says that they had a vision when I was 17 of an alien deception. Oh, alien deception. Okay. I address that very thing in my fiction books. I'm not here to pump my fiction books, folks, but they are linked below the video of this when this is over. Aliens are demons. Yes, sir. They're also Nephilim, I do believe. We are going to see the alien deception continuing to grow. We're going to see that deception. We're going to see potentially fake rapture with alien deception. We are just opening this can up right now. We're going to see so much. And while it's frightening, you could say that it's a blessing and a privilege that we are around right now to see this stuff happening, as scary as it is. But if you've got Christ here, you have no reason to be afraid. Have no fear, no spirit of fear. It's the power of love and of a sound mind that comes through our Lord and Savior Jesus. Let me run some quick shout outs here because we've got some new people jumping in. We've got Out of Sync. Thanks for coming in. We've got Pink Rose. We've got T Rump. We have got Junkyard Jedi, who's in here with me on the videos, commenting quite commonly. Thank you. JK Bugout. God bless you, brother. Ruben Starsky, Old School Warrior. T3H Bolt. Here because of JK Bugout. Old School Warrior, I got you. Daily C, Junkyard Jedi, I got you, and maybe I got you twice. Okay, so you get a double shout out. Tanya Hardy, 5G. That's funny. I address 5G in my upcoming fiction book release. Oh, there's a thing about 5G in there. Oh, yes. Mr. North Dakota Bound, welcome aboard. Ruben Starsky, Rachel Brady, here because of JK Bugout too. Thank you. Tim, buy me some coffee if you feel so led. There is a super chat down there, just saying, but I'm not going to pressure you, okay? I'm not a high-pressure salesman. But if you did, I wouldn't argue. You're welcome, Mr. North Dakota Bound. Near Montana, where Frank Zappa was going to raise himself some dental floss, if you remember that song. 5G and the RFID chip is linked, and also you could, as far as chip, the microchips, RFD, think about how cryptocurrencies play into this as well. Think about that. Bobby Osterman, thank you for coming in. Thank you, JK, for sending these people my way. I greatly appreciate it. We'll hang here for a while because the numbers are slowly inching up there, and we'll talk about the high-tech aircraft. Yeah, and I think Old School Warrior, that's a lot of what it is. It's also aircraft, okay? But a lot of it also may be military technology that is so above top secret that that we don't know, we can't describe. Rachel Brady says the neurotoxins they are putting in foods. Our food is bad. Our food is bad. It is so bad. Daily C's commenting about vaccines, chemtrails. Absolutely. Barbara McIntosh, thanks for coming in. JK brought you. I greatly appreciate it. JK, again, thank you for that, sir. I try to break news fast. I do. I wish I could do this all day long. I truly wish I could. And as far as my analysis, a lot of my analysis comes from the spirit, brother. It really does. You try to look at things analytically. You try to look at things logically, but sometimes you need to put all that aside. And what is the Holy Spirit telling you? That may completely contradict logic sometimes. Again, thank you all for being in here. So if you have thoughts about what's next now, okay, we had the strikes on Syria. Uh, if you have thoughts, put them in the comments here. What do you think is next? Is this the end of it? Is this just going to be the end of it? Okay, and then we switch back to James Comey and Robert Mueller and what Russian whore Trump slept with, or what happened here or there, and who he slept with and who he's paid money to, and what's her name there, Stormy Daniels. Are we going to be back on that in a day, which is all complete crap, distraction. Pink Rose says we leave Syria. I think that's a darn skippy of a good idea right there. But again, I think we're looking at possibly protracted action here. Timothy, thank you for that. Thank you for that. Yes, I appreciate that so much. Do I think Russia is going to respond? As I've been saying here since I've been in here, consider the possibility of a non-traditional response, an asymmetrical response, perhaps a cyber attack. That's a possibility. Iran apparently threatening Israel. Okay, we look at these things. Russia threatening. Are you familiar with the Gog-Magog war as prophesied in Ezekiel chapter 38 and 39, where you have got Russia, you have got Iran, you've got a host of allies from the Middle East that move in on Israel. God stops it, knocks it right out of the air. Are we looking at this coming? The hooks in the jaws. Could this be the hook in the jaw that brings all of this to bear on Israel? Yeah, that's in Ezekiel chapter 38 and 39, and that's a long prophecy, but that is well worth the read. It's in your Bible. Okay, I can't tell you the page number because depends on what Bible you have. There's also BibleGateway.com online, which is a great resource. Old School says, let's see what China does. Well, let's see what China does. China has chimed in on this too, saying they are going to retaliate. Again, could it be a cyber event? Could it be an EMP event? Don't you think that the logical response, which would be striking U.S. aircraft carriers that have fired these missiles, is that a little too inside the box? Would it be, if it happens, a more out-of-the-box response? Mr. Red Iron, thank you for being in here. T. Rump, I think I thanked you. Just trying to keep track of all of you that are coming in. We're still a fairly intimate gathering here, but darn it, let's grow this thing. I'll hang with you for a while. Again, right now, I have no pressing issues. I have nowhere I have to be. I don't have to pee or anything. So here we go. These are all things. We have got so much to watch. We have got, those of us who have our eyes open and our ears to hear have so much to watch. Again, you all know about Art Bell passing. If you enjoyed him on the radio, down here waiting. Hello. Thank you. Thank you for coming. Thank you for following JK's recommendation. JK bug out these, brother. These are the wildest of times. These are the wildest of times. Absolutely. Now, again, as I'll say this, I said this earlier on, I wasn't around during World War II. Okay. I wasn't here yet, but I would offer up to you that we are in a more dangerous and more wild time now than we were during World War II. Some World War II vets that are still alive, they may argue and say, no, I'm completely out of my mind. But we are in such a potentially dangerous, volatile time, both in this country with the possibility of civil war and throughout the world with the possibility of military engagements in multiple spots. Um, Tetrahydrocannabinol. If I didn't pronounce that right, I'm sorry. Thanks for coming on board. Greatly appreciated. Carol Hafford, thank you. Here from Canada because of Brother JK. Thank you so much. I had a couple members of the Canadian Army in here earlier. We had Alex and we had Jade. I think they're gone now, but they were in here earlier. Dinosaurs, I think they existed. I think they existed at maybe on some level. Do I also think that there may be fake bones? Do I think there could possibly be fake fossils? Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Between, I'm concerned about within the U.S. out of sync, or that was Daily C. Within the U.S., I'm talking war between citizens and police, or war between citizens. More likely citizens. We haven't heard from Antifa much lately. Okay, Antifa pretty much made a fool of itself with this November 4 prediction. Why do I sense a resurgence of Antifa and related groups with Antifa? Why do I sense that they're being purposefully subdued right now, that they're being kept in a box until such a time when that box is going to be opened? That's a possibility I'm looking at, that there could be that aspect of civil conflict. What if suddenly we do have an EMP attack? Of course, that would kill many people. But what if suddenly we have a complete breakdown of the U.S. economy as it is right now? What if suddenly you can't go to the store and swipe that card, whether it be a EBT type of card or whether it be a credit card? What if you suddenly can't swipe that? What if you go to the ATM and you can't get cash out of there suddenly? Suddenly, you can't get cash out of that ATM. What if suddenly the dollar is collapsed, completely taken out by some event? What would happen in this country suddenly? I do believe it would be sudden, even though we've been expecting it. Many of us have been watching for it. Daily C, I have no fear. Have no fear. Full comfort in Yeshua. Absolutely. Chaos coming. I coined a term in a fiction book of mine called chaos finale. That's mentioned in my book, Fortress, the Wayfarer Story, and in my upcoming book, which should be out. It should have been out already. Light, the Wayfarer Story. Chaos finale. A plan that's already in the books, completely staged, completely ready to go. Chaos finale. Who is Art Bell? Art Bell was a radio host who discussed paranormal happenings. Very interesting stuff. I mean, some of it I thought was absolutely crazy, but there was some interesting stuff he talked about. Yes, the founder of Coast to Coast Radio. He has passed away within the last, I think, probably 10 to 18 hours. This is water, folks. This is not gin. This is water. I'm completely uncool. I don't drink. I don't consume alcohol. I'm not a lot of fun. Zombie Nation, no food, no water, meds, phones, Mauritania. That's a very, very, very strong possibility. Again, I sense that we're close. Daily C, the Trump Tower fire, wasn't that a peculiar thing? Wasn't that a strange, peculiar thing? JB, I appreciate you saying that. Any police officers that I have spoken with, okay, and I've had them in my family, they are with the people. They are with the people. I do tend to believe, because police officers themselves are gun owners, they're hunters, they're sportsmen. They're not going to stand for this. JB, thanks for your service, sir. I'm assuming you're a sir. You might be a ma'am. It's JB. I can't tell, but thank you. Police officers have one hell of a rough job. One hell of a rough job. If you're a cop, you're damned if you do, or you're damned if you don't. I mean, it is an admirable position that you hold, my friend. Thank you. JK's pet goat videos are well worth watching. Very well thought out. I'd have to check those out. Daily C respects good cops, as do I. And their job is only going to get tougher. Absolutely. Bad cops, yeah, bad cops do ruin it. But you have to think of it this way. Cops are human beings, just like all the rest of us. There's going to be good ones. There's going to be bad ones. And the good ones are such an asset. They truly are. They truly are. Junkyard Jedi says it's about chem weapons, but it's about oil. Oh yeah, and money, like always. I think if Russia joins China and starts trading oil in yuan, that petro yuan, Junkyard Jedi, is basically plugged in. It's starting to move right now. I've done a couple of videos on the petro yuan. Nothing to disregard. True, J.K. Bugout, cops are demonized. The media wants to be on the wrong side of the cops. Of course they do. The media wants the media. Do you think that the media, the mainstream media, doesn't want these civil events to take place? Don't you think they want the strife to cover? Don't you think they want this stuff to go down? Absolutely, they do. Joe Gillespie the Great said, cops are not afraid of grilled cheese. I'm not afraid of grilled cheese either. I love grilled cheese. Daily C says they want the masses to clash with the police. Yes, they certainly do. They certainly want the masses to clash with the police. Of course they do. They want that. They want to put police officers in that position. Of course they do. Well, police officers, again, they are people. They're human beings just like all the rest of us. And you could so often be talking to a police officer when he or she is off duty, and you would never know they were a cop. They're just carrying on a conversation with you about everyday things you would never know. JK, I'm sorry if that froze on you. It's not freezing on my end. I hope that it unfreezes for you. I hate when that happens. I hate when I'm watching a live stream and it freezes. Charles Murray, welcome aboard. And a lot of cannibalism undertones injected into the media and entertainment recently. Yes, indeed. Yeah, okay. It actually just froze for me a second ago. Don't freeze. We're having a good discussion here. Don't freeze up on me, okay? Don't do that, YouTube. Truth is in the Bible. Yes, sir. Thanks for being here. Yes, ma'am. I don't know who you are, but thank you for being here. God bless you. Al Ooze says J.K. Bugout is the man. Al Ooze, thank you for being in here. Who else? Let us make man in our vanity is here. Barbara McIntosh, John Jones, other conservative channels freezing, cutting out all day. Of course they are. This is being done intentionally. They talk about, Stephen Flame says, talk about Jesus and it will. Oh, it will. Jesus is Lord. This world is the devil's realm. Right now, we are being controlled by even something as simple as Silicon Valley. Silicon Valley doesn't want us talking about Jesus. J.K. Bugout says they censor truth but not porn. Bastards. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. They censor the truth. The truth is fearful to them. The Lord exposes. He is the light. He exposes the truth and he exposes the lie, and he's exposing them, and they don't like it. They're scared. They're like cockroaches being exposed to a hopefully you don't have them in your kitchen. But when you flick on that kitchen light and the cockroaches go scurrying, that's exactly what we are seeing right now. Old School Warrior, right now I am not, but that's something I've got to do just in case I go down, so to speak. Absolutely. I do have contingency plans. In a worst case scenario, I would start posting my stuff to my website, walkthetowpath.com, which is linked below in my videos. How often do I play that Telecaster behind me? Every day. Just to change the subject very quickly, I don't want to digress from the news and world events, but I am desperately trying to get another band back together. I have got a stack of songs that I need to record. A stack. I am a singer-songwriter. My stuff sounds a little bit like the Beatles, a little bit like Cheap Trick, and I have got to get back at this. And my telly gets a regular workout. Yes, it does. All right, look, folks, I want to give you some shout outs here. Tay Francis, Charles Murray, if I miss some of you, Pink Rose, T Rump, the powers that be want Earth and they want to live for it. Yeah, they sure do. They sure do. JK, that is a terrific point, brother. He thinks the Stormy Daniels story is promoted so much to get people's mind on porn. Yeah, Yeah, well, she doesn't get my mind on anything. I mean, I'm not going to take anything away from the woman or her looks or her person, but she doesn't do anything for me. An epidemic. Tellys are great, Tay. Right now, Tellys are my favorite guitar. I mean, I need to get an Epiphone Casino. I really want one, but Tellys are my favorite. I owned a Strat. I love Strats too. It's guitars are great. Uh, Cheap Beetle. Boy, down here waiting. Did you just think of that? What a great name for a band. Cheap Beetle. Oh, that's excellent. Well, my lights just flickered here. Uh-oh. Um, and she is probably a he. SGs are good guitars too. Do I like Les Pauls? Yes, I used to own one. I love Les Pauls. Absolutely. I like the weight of Les Pauls. Absolutely. I like a good heavy guitar to make my shoulders sore while I'm playing it. Gibson Explorers. I played one once. I also liked the Firebird. I played a Firebird once. Beetle Trick, Junkyard Jedi, Beetle Trick. Hey, if you've got any more great band names for me, if you want to throw them in there, that's fine. Geo says can't beat a Les Paul. I will say Les Pauls are terrific guitars. Absolutely. I don't know what it is that attracts me to the Telly. Now mine is completely stock. It's Fender everything, Fender pickups, Fender tuning machines, Fender everything. The front position, the neck position's nice and fat. The tail position is nice and twangy. The middle position is nice and warm on that thing. And it's a good sounding guitar. It sounds better than many other Tellys I've played. An Ibanez Artist Gold. Ibanez Artists are nice too. Didn't Jerry Garcia play one of those? Correct me if I'm wrong. Charles Murray says a Telecaster is like a Ford Ranger, nice and user friendly. Yeah, they are. They're simple. There's not a lot to them. Easy to work on. Yes, they are. Oh, my did my stream freeze? Okay, there we go. If USA doesn't fall by fall, then we need to have to rethink what we're seeing. I'm concerned about that. Well, I am a Beatles fan down here waiting. I love the Beatles. They're my favorite group. I sound a bit like John when I'm doing this, don't I? But Paul, I'm Paul McCartney. He said yeah a lot. Yeah. But I don't want to get too far off on this tangent. Okay, we got to talk about current events right now. Thank you, Daily C. I can do all four of them. But I don't want to lose people because I'm talking about music. I want to make sure we stay on topic. Yeah, Tim, I am working overtime today because JK Bugout was so kind to bring some people in here. And JB says time for a let's blame Russia false flag attack on USA or legitimate Russia attack. JB, I've been concerned about both of those things. I honestly, the possibility of something going on between NATO and Russia, there's no good outcome. No good outcome. Okay, it's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be pretty at all. And we got to hope that something simmers down here. And I'm as much concerned about a cyber attack as anything else. Truth is in the Bible says it's all over the TV or movies are talking about Middle East right now. Well, they should be. Stephen Flame says people can't put their heads around the fact that U.S. could look like a third world country. I think that's part of the plan. That's part of the plan. I hate to say it. That's part of the plan. China or Russia could hack the power grid right now. I believe that is a very, very strong possibility. Venezuela was our preview, and Venezuela is an ongoing event right now. Absolutely. Venezuela is a warning. Venezuela is a warning. It certainly is. You see what's going on in Venezuela? You don't think that cat come north? You can almost count on it, I'm afraid. GLGU, I'm sorry about that. I don't know why it's doing that. I hate the idea that it's doing that. I hate that anybody's stream goes bad. I mean, There's a lot of comments going up right now, and I thank you all. I got to do a quick bit of shout outs here. JB, Officer JB, you probably don't want to tell us where you're a police officer, and that's fine. That's for your own protection. Please don't do that. Truth is in the Bible. AG, Ann's in here. Chuck P, Geo, did I get you? Charles Murphy, Ellie, LA Prepper. You know, it does even appear on my end that the audio and the video are a bit off. LA Prepper, God bless you. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you being here. Appreciate your comments on my videos. Very insightful. Timothy Chrisman, thank you for being in here. You know, we don't have a huge audience in here right now, but we can talk for a while longer because things are hot out there. Things are very hot out there. I got to tell you. We are, if you didn't have it here, you'd be very scared right now. Yeah, there is a tiny delay, and yeah, that's very possible. That's very possible. It could be I'm getting messed with right now. It's very likely, very likely. The powers that be don't want me talking to you people. Are you kidding me? Oh, no. They want me to shut my mouth and go watch television, go watch mainstream media news. They don't want me talking to you. John Jones, the trolls have been busy all day. The trolls are always busy. The trolls never sleep. We truly have so much that we have to concern ourselves with right now. This began as a conversation about Syria, and this began as a conversation about Art Bell. And now we're jumping around, and that's fantastic. Let's keep jumping around this world and talking about different things. Trolls live under the bridge. We are building bridges. LA Prepper, insightful. That is a wonderful comment. Thank you. What will happen on Europe when World War III is going on? Well, I think Europe will be one of the. In the book of Revelation, it talks about the 10 kingdoms. Okay, there will be 10 kingdoms during the Great Tribulation. And I would say that the European Union is going to be a kingdom. It's going to be a kingdom. There's a possibility we can have a North American Union with the United States of America, Canada, and Mexico. And of course, the United States will be greatly degraded. I know I hate to say it, but be prepared for that eventuality, folks. And it is much a cultural degradation as it is a physical degradation. And that's a very good point. Yeah, well, don't you think that's being allowed to happen? That's being allowed to happen. Yes. Timothy Chrisman, thanks for that. Please hit the like button, folks. I haven't reminded you yet. Please share this if you will. I haven't reminded you yet. I've been so busy running my mouth here that I haven't reminded you to hit the like button and to share this out there. Okay. Truth is not for all men, but only for those who seek it. Old school warrior, amen. That's exactly the truth. So as I was mentioning earlier, I've had this great deal of agitation all day. It's like before the Syria strikes went down, I knew they were going to. I was agitated about it. I couldn't sleep. I got up. Sure enough, it was underway. And I'm still feeling this agitation going through today. And I feel, I don't know why I had this unease about tomorrow. I don't know. I mean, it's not just my crazy mind with my vivid imagination. I have this feeling, this uneasy feeling. A can of worms has been opened today. No matter what happens after this Syria strike, a can of worms has been ripped right open, and the worms are going to be crawling out. And we're going to be watching the worms. The agitation is what they want, old school warrior. Absolutely. They want me agitated and off my game. And has that feeling as well. That's why I have to tell myself, I have to pray that I will not be given over to the spirit of fear, just like I tell you in my videos, but instead of the power of love and of a sound mind that comes through our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. It is not for us to be anxious. It is not for us to be afraid. It is not for us. It is important that we are the watchers at the wall. We are the watchers at the wall, whether it be me putting up my videos or you out there, JK Bug Out, Old School Warrior, LA Prepper, all of us that are in here that are just watching. It's our responsibility to tell the truth. We have to tell the truth. It is our responsibility. Tim, Russia is going to turn on Israel is the thing. Russia is going to turn on Israel. there could be the possibility that they would be in bed with them for the moment, but they're going to turn on them, and that's um, it's. But that's a good point. Um, did Trump call Kim Jong Un Rocket Man to get China at the deal table because China fears nuclear attack from North Korea? It's so yeah, that's another volatile area um, that's another volatile area that we have to keep an eye on. I've been thinking for so long, and I've said so in my videos, that North Korea was just a big distraction. Keep an eye on Kim Jong Un in North Korea while we're busy over here doing something else. But um, gut feeling getting stronger every day, seeing lots of odd number combinations. Oh, how about 1111? You see 1111 much? Oh, I've got funny feelings about the number 1111. Absolutely, about it being important in some way. Not a good number. Number of chaos. Um, LA Prepper, thank you. You're live right now, giving me a shout out. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I greatly appreciate it. 1011. Okay, 1011. I see that one quite a bit lately too. But that 1111. I've even written about it fictionally. Again, I'm not trying to pump my stuff, but in my books, 1111, especially in this one that's about to come out, well, you can look in my book, Fortress, a Wayfarer story, and this book that it should be out. It should have been out already, waiting for the formatting to get done, like the Wayfarer story, 1111, big number, important number, bad number, evil number, number of absolute chaos. It's now 11 p.m. over where truth in the Bible is. That is interesting. Ask Tesla about 369. Junkyard Jetty, I bet we did. I bet we did. I bet we might have given Russia quite a heads up on this. I would tend to believe that would be the case. April 18, 4 days from today. JB, you mentioned that, and I've had a funny feeling about that day. Yeah, just you on the streets, JB. You on the streets with your badge and your Kevlar. Be extra careful out there. Be any of you that are police officers in here. I'm going to remind you to just be. You have your due diligence. You have your due diligence, but there's a level of due diligence that I admire you, because it takes an ungodly amount of strength to be out doing what you're doing. I'm going to keep an eye on that, JB. Thank you for that. All right, so I haven't been keeping, because I've been in here talking for, gosh, almost an hour and a half now. Have there been any new developments on the Syrian deal? Because I'm not watching news right now. I'm just talking to you. I'm not online looking for things. I'm not scurrying about out there. Has anything different taken place than what we knew happened 10 hours ago? I suspect not. But Charles Murray's going to be pissed if the world goes to shit on his birthday. I hope it doesn't, okay? I hope it doesn't. John, when do I normally have chats? I haven't been doing them too very long. I've been putting up videos for quite a while now, but I generally have just been jumping in and firing one up with no warning. So unfortunately, it's not consistent right now. I think it's going to be more based on news events and what's going on. I'm going to try to find some more consistency in this to do it, so you'll know when I'm ready to get in here and do this. John Jones is getting ready to graduate from college. Well, congratulations, John. Good. Good. Thank you, LA Prepper. God bless you. God bless you. I greatly appreciate it. I appreciate that so much, because as far as being in the indie journalism, indie reporting thing here, I'm a reporter. I'm not so much a journalist. I'm not writing the stories. I'm just reporting them. I haven't been doing this all that long. I mean, I'm still fairly new at this. I've been doing it maybe a year, maybe a little less, and I already know that YouTube is suppressing my views. I already know that they're keeping me hidden. I'm well aware of that. I see it. The Rothschilds, they stand they stand in support of the one world government. They think that they are going to uh, multiply themselves, that they are going to increase their riches through a one world system. That's where I believe the Rothschilds stand in this. They believe in no borders. They believe in a complete beast system, that they have the deception of thinking that they're going to make money, and they've got a huge surprise coming to them, because the Antichrist doesn't need the Rothschilds. The Antichrist doesn't need George Soros. The Antichrist doesn't need the Rockefellers. The Antichrist doesn't need any of them. And they're going to be, I mean, that's what's going to happen, unfortunately. Building a system for them. That's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. Yeah, everybody needs to shut down their Facebook. Get off of Facebook. Okay, I got off Facebook 3 years ago. Get off of Facebook. Okay. Facebook is much more than it appears to be. Sure, it's nice to put pictures up of your puppy and your baby and share them with your friends, and put up your little, okay, here I am. Okay, here I am right now. And here I am with my BFF, and like, here I am, and there we are at the bar. Okay, and we're like having a good time. Yeah, don't take part in that stupidity. Okay, don't take part in that stupidity. Stay off of Facebook. Stay off of Facebook. Okay, that's my warning to you. The trouble is, Facebook has already got so much on any of us that's even had a page for a day, and they continue to follow you after you're gone. It doesn't matter. Let's run some shout outs here. Again, I've got the same group. Actually, I've got Zinc 21. Thanks for being in here again. LA Prepper. Thank you for being in here. Did you like that, LA Prepper? Okay, here I am. What a stupid culture we live in. What a stupid culture. Oh my gosh. What is wrong with these people? Oh, okay. I heard like something bad like happened today. Like, didn't a missile go someplace? These people are scales on the eyes, plugged ears. That's exactly what the powers that be want. They want a world full of people doing this. That's exactly what they want. So they don't see what's coming at them. That is completely what we see in our culture today, guys. Israel, down here waiting, Israel. Israel is God's prophetic timepiece. Israel is bashed. The Jews are bashed. There's all sorts of Israel bashing, but God views Israel differently. God said in Genesis that He will bless those who bless her and curse those who curse her. Now we can take individuals. They start media companies, and they do all sorts of things, and they get wealthy, and they ruin people. Great, but that is God's chosen timepiece. And thank you so much for the super chat. I greatly appreciate it. Every little bit helps to keep this thing going. Everything. Thank you, LA Prepper. Boom. Yes. Thank you for thinking. Selfies is self-worship. Oh, you better believe it is. Google CDC worker and flu warning. LA Prepper, it's funny you mentioned that, my friend. Again, I'm not here. Every now and again, I'm going to pump my books briefly. In my new book that's coming out, Light the Wayfarer Story, you're going to read fictionally about a particular flu that may be related to this number 1111 that I can foresee actually happening. And it's funny you mentioned that flu. I know on my end right here, my feed looks a little weird right now. Hopefully you are all getting at least a decent audio here. JB says news about AI capable downloading one's mind that is 100% lethal to do it. Sounds like total BS to get people off themselves. Could very well be. I'm losing some here, so whoever's here, I appreciate you being here. When you H1N1, yeah, I've written about something that's like an H1N1 that's going to scare the tar out of you. It's funny they say he left work sick and then was found in a river which provides 70% of the metro Atlanta area. Then that Buford water pipe busted weeks after he went missing. Oh, I'm sure that was just an accident. Yeah, Note my sarcasm, okay? um, birds flew. That yes, Satan can't create; he manipulates and destroys. That is so true. And he's an imposter. He impersonates. He impersonates. He impersonates the most godly and good. Believe me. Don't forget when Satan was in heaven, Satan was an angel of light. Satan was beautiful. Satan was musical. Satan is proud. Satan wanted God's throne. He was cast out. And many, many, many came down with him. And don't think for a moment they're not still here today, because they are. It's okay. We got Mr. Red Iron. We got Rebecca Loves Yeshua being in here again. Just trying to note anybody new that's coming in, giving you a shout out, thanking those of you who have contributed to the super chat. I greatly appreciate it. Every little bit helps, keeps me going here. Keeps me overly caffeinated, and I greatly appreciate it. Truth is in the Bible says people will feel comfortable when Satan appears. Yes, they will. People will feel scared when they meet the Lord. Biblical fact. I love the Lord, and don't tell me I'm as someone who loves him. I'm a little afraid to meet him. I'm going to drop to my knees, I'm sure, when I meet him, and I'm going to tell him how sorry I am. I mean, and at the same time, I'm going to be so happy, so thrilled to see him. Jesus Christ is the only truth. God bless you, Rebecca Loves Yeshua. Jesus healed and saved me from this hell. He loves us. So those who haven't repented, seek him. Please, please, if you don't know him as your Savior and Lord, please, please. Okay, we are all imperfect, every one of us. We are all sinners. We've all fallen short of his glory, every single one of us. It doesn't mean that you've got to be some perfect, shiny thing to go to him, because you aren't. You aren't. I'm not. Okay? Yes, repent. Go to him. Go to him. He is the way, the truth, the life, and he's the only way. There's no other choice, folks. And if it costs me viewers, if it costs me subscribers to say that, that's just part of the deal. I'm going to continue to say it. L.A. Prepper, I prayed the other day. I swear to God, I had 2 blessings happen within the same day. Well, you are blessed, my friend. Thank you. Yes, daily prayer, daily prayer. The effectual, fervent prayer of a righteous man availeth much. He wants you to talk to him. Even though he knows more about you than you do, he wants you to tell him. He wants to hear from you. He wants to communicate with you. Yes, those in power do worship Satan. That's what you're seeing today. That's what you're seeing right now. That's exactly what you're seeing right now. This is his kingdom right now, okay? He's using the Rothschilds. He's using the Rockefellers. He's using George Soros. He's using so many politicians. He's using Zuckerberg. He's using all these prominent people that you see that don't know the Lord. He's whispering, "Hey, Zuck, you know what you ought to do? Yeah. Hey, George, you got a lot of money. Why don't you give it to, do that." That's what he's doing right now. Okay. And they're and LA Prepper, that may be true. The deep state is definitely against him. There's no doubt. There is no doubt. Yahweh is exactly in control, and some people don't want to hear it. And I mean, I'm noticing now already that while we're talking about this, I'm losing viewers. Well, we have to discuss this. We have to talk about this. Okay. The message needs to get out, because you could say we are running out of time. We are running out of time. The clock is ticking, and it's ticking louder, and it's ticking faster. Old school warrior, this world is full of Luciferians. And the thing of it is, some people are some people just don't know. They think they believe. They think they've got it. They think, well, I went to church a couple times, and I know there's this big being up there in the sky, and but it's much more than that. It is a relationship. Yes, and musicians are absolutely. I mean, I know. Media, all media is pushing the satanic agenda. All media, whether it be music, books, and I do both, music and books, television, movies to a great deal, even though there's been some good movies out lately. I really enjoyed the movie I Can Only Imagine. Critics hated it. I loved it. Absolutely loved it. But there is the media. The media is just full of Lucifer, full of it, and it's not going to change. It's only going to get worse. AG, if I could recommend you, you haven't researched much on religion. If I could recommend you, I'd recommend you Jesus. He's got my vote. He's got my vote. Full of shitola. That's a good word. That's an apt description, and that's exactly what it is. The Freemasons, yeah, the Freemasons. It is witchcraft. It's witchcraft. We are seeing witchcraft. We are seeing a full bore demonic assault right now, is what we are seeing. And here's the thing we have to keep in mind: it's going to get worse. It is going to get worse. So you need your faith. You need your faith in the Lord, because this is going to get much, much worse. Black magic, yes, indeed, much, much worse. We are only beginning to see, and things are going to move fast. I think and the thing of it is, when did I wake up, Jim? I woke up today, or as far as being woke with my eyes open. I got up early this morning. I think I was awake at 3:30 this morning. But when did I wake up? A long time ago. The thing of it is, Satan, you can't discount him. He is smarter than all of us combined. All of us combined. Smart, deceptive, clever, manipulating. Just when you think you've outwitted him one way, he's got another way. That's why our eyes need to be on the truth, which is Jesus Christ. Firmly on the truth. That's our only way out of this. That's our only way out. Praise him for all his glory. Absolutely. Folks, so we are, I'm running at about an hour and almost 42 minutes here. I think I'm probably going to have to cut this short for now. I appreciate those of you who came in here. JK Bugout, thank you for bringing in some of your friends. I greatly appreciate it. Let's do a final round of shout outs. LA Prepper, JB, you mentioned the Vegas shooting. Yeah, that's but you see that now, and be careful, JB. I don't know where you patrol. I don't know what city, what town. You don't have to mention, but be careful out there, please. Alexa is pure evil. Before I go, folks, I'd ask you to sub to my channel. Check out my links to my books, to my music. I gotta pump myself here before I go. There will be, if the links aren't down there now, I think they are, but if they're not, they will be once this video goes up. I write about the stuff that I see going on in the world right now. I'm writing about what I see. I'm writing about what I see in biblical prophecy. I'm writing about a culture. Paige, thank you. JB, take care. Again, be careful. God's on your side, but be careful. Be careful. He wants you to be careful. Everybody, again, Old School Warrior, thank you for being there. Truth is in the Bible. Thank you. Rebecca Loves Yeshua. Thank you. AG, thank you. I know there's others. I don't see it. Tay Francis, thank you. Pink Rose, thank you. And there's